recent events. We're going to try to be a little more positive this week and see what we can get done. Ray is out on a call right now. And you see we got a head sitting here. Coming from a good buddy of ours. He met up with us over that swap meet last weekend. And bring him over. Let us go through him. Let's see what we got going on. He's leaking oil out of the middle 2 cylinders in each head. He's guilty of the same thing many of us are. You go to the scrapyard, you pay, I don't know, what, $1,500 or whatever. Get an LS with a 4L60 or whatever is behind it. Drop it in the project and plug and play and go. Well, this kind of stuff happens. I mean, when it comes out of a scrapyard, you can only guess what it's been through. And who knows, this thing may have been overheated 20 times. We don't know. So we told him we'd check the heads out. We'd break them down. We'd measure everything out. Clean it up, and I may have opened my mouth and told him I'd do a little bit of porting in there for him. We've just been having issues, and I have a background in building engines, porting heads, and all that other fun stuff. What we're going to do is pull the valves out, we're going to mic them, we're going to put them on the lathe, and see if they're out of whack. So I'm going to get started and see what we're getting into initially, and kind of go from there. So I'm going to put 1 or 2 clicks of pressure on it. Very small hammer. Probably better off with a brass hammer, which I had laying here. You don't hit the top of the stem. You don't hit the retainer. You just tap on the tool very lightly, and you see it just pop. Don't hit the top of the valve, whatever you do. Keep in mind what I usually do. Pull the spring, keep the retainer on it. It goes over the keepers. Nothing worse than putting engine back together and you're missing 1 keeper. It's driving me nuts. So our next test, pull the valve out. I'll see if I can get you a good picture of it. We'll do the top one. Why not? You're closer. 1/4, 3/8 of an inch, somewhere in there. Wiggle it up and down. Side to side. I think this might be a candidate for valve guides. And it's hard to see, but man, there is some play in these things. I don't know if you can hear it or not. Matter of fact, I'll see if I can get a little bit closer of a shot on this. I know it's hard to see. I'm trying to get you a good shot of it, but those guides are gone. So, the next step is, we're going to pop all these out. Yay, that's so satisfying. We're going to clean the stem real good. It's got oil on it. Oil does take up room, which can mess up a measurement. So, we'll clean these real good. We'll get a micrometer on them, and we're looking for no more than 1/1000th of wear, basically, from on the wear surface, so to speak. You can see where it changes color here, maybe. Between here and here, no more than 1/1000th. Alright, so it took me a minute to get this set up. The way these work, the dial calipers, they'll run down to about 1/1000th. You get a piece of trash on there or something or other, it can take up to 1/1000th. And you're not 100% sure. These here will measure down to a 10,000th. So this one, come on you. 313th thou is the major. And then we go over to our 10,000th scale. Looks like the 7 lines up with it. So 0.3137 is what the bottom of that valve measures. Okay, so this went and measured out all the valves. I figured I'd save you the boringness of doing 4 measurements per valve, and well, there's 8 of them here. So in this head, I'm actually impressed down to the 10,000th. Intakes are measuring 3137. Exhausts are measuring 3138 consistently. So I think these valves are good so far. Stems are good anyway, so that's a plus. So super happy for them on that. I believe we're going to put them in the lathe next and see if the heads wobble. Let's see what happens. Alright, so it took a minute. I had to clean the lathe out, a bunch of metal chips in it. Didn't want to throw our measurements off, so to speak. But I got valve number 1 chucked in here. Intake valve. I don't know. Get to spin. Probably better off show you a view of it this way. She's bouncing up and down a little bit. I'll pull it out, chuck it in the other way, and see what happens, and I might put the dial indicator on and see if it's moving the face. But that's usually not a good sign. See what happens. Alright, we just chucked it in there just tight enough to hold it, no movement whatsoever. I guess we're going to see what she does. Oh, looks pretty straight to me. Now, chucking it in the other way, it could have had a little bit of trash in there. I just cleaned it, but I don't know. I may have missed something. So I'm going to mess around with this just for another minute, just to make sure I'm not seeing things. Alright, so valve number 1 actually checked out. Turns out it was a mistake on my end. So while I was in there, give it a quick polish. I guess we're going to do the rest of them. Let's see what we got. We just want to make sure, they all mic'd out. So we just got to make sure there's no burnt surfaces and whatnot. These exhausts are... Anyway, I'm going to do up all the intakes right quick. Check them out. Make sure they're all straight. Then we'll go back and deal with the exhaust. So end of the day, you can tell by the darkness going on out there.
It's only 5:45. Shouldn't be this dark.
Yeah. So the heads, we determined it needs guides. Valves are real good shape. You're gonna need a valve job, but not terribly. Just talk to our buddy here that
The owner.
the owner, so to speak. He's gonna look into getting some guides, and we're gonna talk to our machinist buddy, and we're gonna get it all down there, get some guides pressed in. Once those are pressed in, we can move on to porting. Or actually, in this case, we're not gonna port much because it's actually
smoothing.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty decent design to begin with. He's not looking to make 700 horsepower or nothing like that, so we're just gonna smooth out some areas that I see as a problem and go from there. We're not really gonna hog on these. Plus, they're factory heads; they're not really made to be dug out. In some places, the runners, the walls are pretty thin. So I'm not going to play with fire on that. I'll smooth areas out. I'll hog a little bit in some, but we're not going to have a blow through. Just put it that way. Anyway, we're just going to call it for the night, and we'll be back tomorrow.
Food.
Hopefully. It's Thursday. Monday, we're working on my buddy's LS heads. Waiting some parts on that still. Tuesday and Wednesday, Tuesday we were here pretty much all day.
Just cleaning.
And
You can see the area behind us that used to be full. Now it's not.
we deep cleaned the crap out of this place. We're sick and tired of the whole walkway thing.
We had a walkway barely big enough for one of us to walk through.
And that kind of spurred, well, we can move this out of the way. We move that out of the way.
And snowball.
Whole garage, empty it out. We're redoing this. So
3 or 4 trips to the shed with trailer fulls and purged a bunch of stuff. Put some more parts up in the attic. Which we got more to go up there.
Yeah. But we did all that because this came in.
Our loyal trailer customers.
We got another trailer problem. So
And this time it wasn't the owner. It was the owner's wife that did it.
Yep. She wanted a pontoon boat, and they went and got one. They drug it down from Tennessee, I believe it was.
Mm-hmm.
So she asked us to come take a look, and we found about 10 different things we weren't 100% thrilled with. It's like, okay, we're going to start with this, which is the winch
mount. The base, all the gussets and welds. It's been the last couple boats that were on this particular trailer were not. The trailer was not sized for these particular boats, so they were just using the winch, and they started breaking things and bending things. So we're going to fix that.
Cracks down here. We got a bunch of cracks I'm not going to lift this thing. Cracks at the base. We got a couple up here. We're going to fix this real quick for today. That's the goal anyway, and we got some metal to straighten and everything.
And possibly tomorrow to go back on the boat.
I guess you're going to grab one grinder, I'm going to grab another, and how you got this thing. Easy enough. Now Ray's going to work on the part we just put in the vise. I'm going to dig on the other half. Done? Is that part? Yeah. Go.
I'm going to put a cutoff back on it and carve this weld a little bit.
So like right here at the base plate, you see it's not 100% straight. That's got a bit of cracking to it. We're going to have to fix.
Carve it out, then heat it up, bend it back, and re-weld it.
Yep. So Ray just got rid of all the, if you want to call them gussets on there.
They were adorable.
They were cute. They broke in half.
They weren't going to hold much for long.
Nah. This one here, just basically ground the crack out of this. I'll fill it back with some weld. Right here we're cracked too, pretty bad on both sides actually. So what we're actually going to do is shorten this. So we're going to shorten that up just to give us that extra 6-8 inches or whatever to get that boat just that much further forward on that trailer. Like I said, it's not the trailer for the boat, but we can make it fit.
We think the boat was meant for a shorter, or the trailer's meant for a slightly shorter boat.
Yeah,
and
slightly shorter.
And people moved things around on there to account because they couldn't get their boats all the way up on it either. So they just, hey, we'll just move this.
Yeah, pretty much. Anyway, so like I said, Ray's going to cut that weld out. And most likely, I think I'm going to start getting the welder out. And we'll go from there. Been a little bit since we broke out the old welding jacket. I think we're good to go. All cleaned out. Yay. Really nicely, just give it a quick smooth. I think we're good to go. Yeah, I'll call that a win. So I think I'm gonna get all set up, but I'm waiting for Ray to get back. He's doing a flat tire right now. We'll go ahead and fix the main post, get that back on it, figure out how much of it we're gonna lop off. What I might actually do while I'm waiting is I'll cut this end of it off. Just got that lopped off, got all nice and clean. Rounded some of the corners that are a bit sharp. Ray's on his way back. I'm gonna set up, get the torches out here, get ready to heat this thing. We got all straight. Kind of developed another problem, and I'll show you right quick. So in straightening this, yeah, all that's kind of a problem. So I think we're gonna send a cutoff wheel down in there. They're basically gonna take that chunk of steel out because yes, we can weld over it, but it's never gonna adhere right. So, all right, it's all ground out. Crack is gone. Went in there pretty deep, but this is what it is. Guess it's gonna burn now. Welding done. Next, I'm gonna lop this 6-8 inches, something like that. There you got something. Maybe you see it, maybe you won't. Be kind of hard. Just a little surface weld. It didn't even go halfway through this. You still see the bare steel down here. Pretty much same on this side. You see where the weld is? Didn't get in there. We just got this whole thing all jigged up. Gonna firebolt Archimedes over there, and I guess we're gonna try to make this thing whole. Oh, that's gonna be tight. Yeah, Ray's gonna try to stick this main post in the blast cabinet. This will be entertaining. Oh, you got lucky.
Almost like I knew what the hell I'm doing.
We'll go with that. Anyway, I'll cook this in real quick. Alright, so we got the stand all figured out. It's all welded up, the little head that rests against the boat. That's all good and welded together. So we're going to be a little proactive here. For the kicker that's going to come down and attach to the frame, we're going to cut out the base plate of that right quick, and we don't know what length or angle of pipe we're going to need until it's bolted on, and then we can figure all that out. So, you're going to use with the...
Spice and Dice. Also known as a plasma cutter.
That's what he named it. We name everything around here. So, anyway.
We're weird.
Yeah, a little bit. So, no. Put the new tool to use. Why not? So I bought it.
Today's Friday. You can see we're not in the shop.
They actually, HR let us out in the wild for something.
They screwed up
Big time. But, we actually do have an objective. You see the big truck back here, the flatbed's over there somewhere, just in case this one gets buried. So,
I think we'll be alright.
I think so. But what we're gonna do, we got our
Team tool hook.
our hitchy ordeal here. I said in here, change the ball over to 2-inch. And come to find out, a pintle ball is different than a regular ball. They're different shaft diameter, length, blah, 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 blah. There's a bunch of differences to them. I didn't know that until I went to go to the mountains. The shank is like 1.1/8. Everything is inch and a quarter. These are different. It's freaking weird.
They're goofy.
But we're gonna drop the pintle in, or drop the hitch in, get the ball changed, and we're gonna work on this mammal. Yep, there she is.
As you can see, one of our good customers' wife decided she wanted
A boat. So we're gonna go ahead and throw our piece we worked on yesterday up here somewhere. Move this back, and we figured. And those roller bunks on the inside there, and there's 2 more in the back. We're gonna go ahead and adjust those to the boat because they are not right now. They're actually crushing into the tunes, and we want to. And then we're gonna scoot the boat forward on the trailer, therefore it doesn't pull up on the hitch going down the road. Make it a little safer to tow, and then we'll get it over to the shop and we'll do all our wiring stuff. But we're gonna throw it on the ball of the truck just because the truck will hold it still. We don't have to worry about anything sliding, blah blah blah, because we're gonna be under there. So I guess we'll get to it.
to change your ball.
Fine. I don't know. Look at her hand. So now we cheat and use the wrecker to pick this up. First step is we're going to move the jack forward. Alright, so there's one problem solved. Alright, so we just get our pedestal mount that we messed with yesterday. That's the gap we were trying to close. I'll show you around the back what we're dealing with too. The bunk on the trailer ends here. Good 3 foot. That this thing needs to go forward to be safe because there's a lot of weight hanging off the back right now and it is picking up on the front going down the road. So our next step is actually going to be to loosen those supports on the inside, suck them in, then we'll fire up the truck and pull it forward, then reset all the supports in the middle. Alright, so we're under the belly of the beast. Yep. So these are what we're adjusting right here. We're going to loosen these nuts, slide them in, all 4 of them. You kind of see where they've crushed into the tunes here in a couple places. I think that was done prior to these people getting it, and like I said, no one set the trailer up for the boat. They were bought separately, so it is what it is. So, well, that's what we're for. We fix stuff. Oh, yeah.
Get those loose and then go to the other side before it pushes it over on you. Oh, wow.
Got a lot of tension.
Yeah, it was.
for 2. Alright, so I made it to the rear ones after a bunch of monkeying around. This one here is coming with us. This thing is bent, broken, all crap. You can see where it's actually dug into the pontoon here, so we'll have to have our Brandon's over at TIG guy. We'll have him check it out. I don't think it compromised the tube, but it's or the pontoon. Then again, I can't see back behind this just yet, but I think it is pretty bad. Jeez. Second one out, and finally crawl out from under here. Okay, phase 2. We got those little rollers out of there. So what we're going to do now is take these 26,000-pound straps, wrap them around the pontoons. We're going to send the cables under the boat. We're going to basically pull it forward from the rear, if that makes sense. We're going to put snatch blocks on the truck, and I'll show you why here in just a second. Alright, so we're going to use both cables. You say they're only about a foot apart. We're going to take snatch blocks off each D-ring. I'm going to separate them out about another foot apiece. And then we're going to run the cables straight down the middle. They'll be about over here. Therefore, we're not pulling sideways. We're pulling as straight as humanly possible. We're not going to put the snatch blocks on the trailer frame itself because I honestly think it would just bend. The winches in this truck are 15,000 pounds a piece.
Single line.
Single line. So, it's straight pull. And y'all maybe think, oh, well, you know, oh, what's their name? Badlands makes 12K and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, whatever.
That's cute. Honestly. I'm not trying to trash talk anything, but from dealing with hydraulic winches for 20 years, I'll tell you something. I don't need a good battery connection. My power's not limited by the size of my battery cable. When you pull the lever on a hydraulic winch, it's going to pull. Yes, they are ungodly slow. I get it. And some people, that's not the application they need. But for dead power, hydraulic. So, if we were to hook this trailer frame, I'm pretty sure we just bend it. These winches don't stop. I mean, 2 nights ago, I had a winch out of tractor trailer with a Moffett on the back and a load of sod. 65,000 pounds is what that truck weighed combined. Did it with 2 hydraulic winches. We're not, no snatch strap stupidity or anything like that. Just a straight pull in the mud. Yeah, I'll take my hydraulics any day. Alright, so I got to move it up a good bit. Still need to go a little further. The pontoons aren't quite on the bunk, so I'm trying to get away from the truck. What we'll run across is the strap is trying to run on the bunk too, so I'm going to re-rig this and give it another shot. Alright, so we just re-rigged, going around the transom, so to speak, down out and under. Just did a test pull, it inched forward, so Ray's going to hang out here in the back and watch it, and I'm just going to go ahead and pull her forward. There you see, so it's further up on the trailer where it needs to be. The pedestal, so to speak, we gotta move it up a little bit. We gotta make some minor adjustments, but for today and the week, that's all we're gonna be able to get done. We'll probably get back on Monday, maybe Tuesday. We'll come out here, make all the adjustments, fix those brackets, and get it all ready to transport.
Tuesday, because we got a couple of rollers we got to repair. We'll do that Monday. Come out Tuesday and get it ready for transport.
Yep. Much better though, because I don't think I showed it in the video. We undid the 2 straps for the front. The boat did this number. It started pulling up on my truck. So we got it forward where it needed to be. Didn't hurt anything in the process. Yay. Like I said, I think that's our call for the week. Like I said, we had a bunch of towing we had to do and stuff like that. And I wish I could have got a video you guys do for you guys doing that tractor trailer. That's not a mess around situation. There's a lot of weight hanging off the back of the truck, and focusing on what we're doing. I don't want to hurt that guy, me, hurt the truck, his truck, so I was hyper focused on that. But I guess we'll be back next week and finish this up.
Remember, like, share, subscribe, poke.
You're fired.
That's what, 5th time this week?
Yeah.
It's Friday.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Right there. Just hit it. Not that hard.
I'm going to HR, so
yeah. See you next week.